Welcome to the Dolts podcast. It is Friday.
Hey, I got a question. Did you or did you not pay somebody money to create an intro for this fucking shit show?
I did.
Well, why don't we ever use it anymore?
Okay, then.
I get it. You just hate throwing money. You love throwing money.
Two Dolts, Chris and Daryl, yeah, they run shit. Current world events and forever on some dumb shit. Fun lit with a bush light, especially. Even though they always getting banned, allegedly. Crack a bourbon, peep the sermon, niggas two dolts. And you know they hold it down like it's two ropes. So crack a bourbon, peep the sermon, niggas two dolts. Taking over in the game, bringing new hope.
It's party time, baby.
Yeah, we need to come into 25 banging.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Welcome, guys. Last episode will not hit the apps. That was sometimes we do this little thing we like to call training wheels.
It's like stretching before sports. Sure. Before you get into the game.
Yeah, we let people behind the scenes.
Yeah, this is just us. We just talk about our life and just
it's a show.
Honestly, I wish
nothing.
I really wish after the live square goes away, when we start talking in between shows, I wish we could record some of that so you can have it. So you can have it and be like, holy fuck. Because there's so many clips. I mean, there's been times that we haven't done a show for 45 minutes. We're like, fuck, we need to get back on because we're having a full-blown out of pocket conversation where both of us are dying laughing. We're like, fuck, we need it. And by then the moment's gone. We're living in the moment.
Tanya will be like, oh, what'd you guys talk about? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, well, when'd you go to bed? I'm like, 4.
Chris says the same.
Why'd you go to bed at 4? Well, we stopped at 2:30. We just hung out like 2.
She's like, what? And I'm like, well, seriously, we talk on the phone and text every once in a while.
All day, every day.
Oh, yeah, whatever. But I'm like, just the fact that we're staring at each other and we got our headphones on and we're talking to each other through our TVs until 4 o'clock in the morning. Chris, what are you going to talk about? I don't know. I have no idea.
The one day when she's like, did you call a woman last night?
Oh, that was the funniest fucking thing ever, dude. We were so drunk.
I'm like, no. And then I'm like, did I?
Yeah, and you text me, you're like, what happened? I'm like, dude, we spent 3 hours on a late podcast. I think the sun was coming up before I walked into the house. And we were talking about gambling and shit, and we ended up trying to figure out Baccarat because I'm like, it's an interesting game, and I'm like, I know there's an edge.
Sure.
And whatever, but neither one of us is smart enough to exploit it, but we are going back. We're trying to figure out. So like Chris pulls up a share screen of a fucking
that was
YouTube
probably
video.
70 minutes long.
Yes. And it was literally this Asian chick talking about how she's betting. She did not teach us anything. She was just talking herself through what she was videotaping in front of her and how she was playing. And apparently Chris's volume might have been up so he could hear. And then the next day,
I wish TV audio would come through my headphones. I think it'd be better for Tanya upstairs, but it doesn't. And I'm beyond trying to figure it out at this point. I give up. It's fine. And
all of a sudden, Chris is like, dude, what happened? I'm like, we learned Baccarat last night. We're experts. Yeah, but did I call anybody on a podcast? I'm like, And I'm like, why? And you're like, well, Tanya was like, I heard you talking to a woman last night, like 4 a.m. And
yeah, I randomly call chicks and have them count on speakerphone.
Yes, literally adding up numbers to 9, I think.
2,
and I was
7.
like, oh, fuck, dude, Baccarat. Like, oh, yeah, that was it.
I was so excited when you text me, dude, Baccarat. Do you remember? And then, like when you're drinking and having fun, and then the next day they're like, oh, what'd you get into? Like, I was kind of regular. And then one of your buddies that was with you will go, oh, then you smoked weed. Like one time I was at a bar out at the lake and this guy only had one arm and he had a joint in his hook hand. And I'm walking into the bar. The guy's smoking a joint outside. And the guy goes, I'm like, oh, it smells good, man. He goes, oh, do you want a hit? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do a hit, but I want to take it out of your hook hand.
Of course.
And he's like, that's pretty awesome. I'm like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah. And so I did that. I forgot about it. And then the next day we're at the winery and people are like, oh, what'd you do? And Miles goes, Chris smoked weed out of a hook hand. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that now. You don't remember stuff. It's not a full movie that I remember the next day. It's parts.
Yeah.
And sometimes I remember the more boring parts before I remember the fun parts. Maybe because my life is so fucking awesome that I just want to remember the boring parts because it's just better for you.
It is. Oh, there's a fucking meme, and I'm not gonna be able to find it because I typed it in wrong and I can't hear it. I can't remember it. I think but yeah, there's just so many times that everybody's like, "Oh, what you guys talk about?"
No idea.
No idea. Like
Then
today, we were coming into this, and I'm like, I had things written down on my board from last week. I had notes in my phone. I was like, "Hey, did we talk about this? Yep. About this? Yep." I'm crossing them off. I'm like, "Did we talk about this?" You're like, "I don't know," but where the fuck did you come up with that? I'm like,
"You said it." Anyways, last episode was stretching the legs, as we call it. This is a real one. Welcome to the,
this is
like a virus throughout the world at this point.
Yeah.
Which I got to tell you, Germany's still coming in strong. Ireland, we're now in Ireland a little bit. Ireland's 1% of the listening audience. Good eye. I bet another shrimp on the baby.
Wait, that's not
okay. I got this weird obsession with moving out of the country. But have you seen
where you're going though?
You're
going to Britain.
I'd probably go to France before I go to Britain. But Scotland's coming in hot right now. No offense to our Ireland listeners, but Scotland's coming in hot. But now you can go to jail for calling someone an asshole on the internet. Like they're arresting people in Britain and shit like that. For some guy went on Facebook or something like that and said, "I don't want my tax dollars going to immigrants."
Fucking limeys.
Which you can kind of understand. Like, I don't think our tax dollars should go help somebody that got into the country illegally, circumventing all the legal processes, and may or may not be a good or bad person. Who knows? But I just don't think that our tax dollars should go there. I think our tax dollars should go to the people that have paid taxes their whole life and don't have power right now. It should go to them first. That might sound racist, or I don't know why that would sound racist. Because it could be going to a black person. It could be going to a person of Mexican descent. It could be going to somebody that came through the country legally, and they need a little extra help.
Could be the people that we ground up into little bits of pieces to make the yellow brick road for Wizard of Oz.
Sure. It could go to those.
Where'd that comment come from?
What comment?
From Adam?
Why does it say was live?
I wish our chat thing would disappear after the show and reset for the new one.
It can if we just reset the whole channel.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't show it on my phone anywhere, but it's on the screen, so whatever.
Next show, we will be live on X.
Not allowed on there.
We are getting set up with a X premium account. So we will be live on X. And this is a message to the owner of X, Mr. Elon Musk. Number one, reinstate Daryl. He didn't mean it. Number two, I think he should make us famous.
Number three, keep talking about Doge because it's at 42 right now.
Dude, we are up.
We're going to be so fucking rich one of these days when this thing. Everybody's like, you still have that? Yeah, why are we selling it? Why are we going to get rid of it? We dumped, you know what we would do with $200? Do you know how fast you and I could spend $200 each at a casino or at a bar?
Yeah. An hour?
It's literally been sitting there for what, 3 years now?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Oh, guess what? You could be doing more with that, or you could have had that money, 10 times in all these other markets. It was a stupid fucking goof. It was a $200 goof that is now 5, 6, 7-fold. I mean, you're in 10x.
Yeah,
I'm at 7.
Here's the thing, though. You put $200 into a regular stock, and it might be a safer play, but we're just trying to smash home runs. We're Aaron Judge right now.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know if I think I've told you a story as my friend, but not on the podcast. In 2016, and I know Tanya's probably listening, this is not me complaining. When you're married to somebody like me, who's manic, 9 times out of 10, the ideas I have are viable, but also completely moronic.
Bro, same.
And she does a great job at going, you know what? Let's put it on the table. And if you come back to it, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm Billy the Kid. I'm like, I'm Doc Holliday. Okay, correct. You know, I just shoot shit out. And maybe 8 out of 10 of those are great fucking ideas. If you had follow through, if you had time, if you had energy, if you had all the things that are required to make those little plants grow. Not the case, especially for me. I think she's trying to fuck me a little bit, though. This is how she's doing it. I said I should buy that bar. It's a great for concerts. Good location. It's amazing. And instead of her saying no, don't do it, which would have made me want to do it more, she said, maybe you should look into it. And then I was like, nah. she's jailbroke me. So 2016, we lived kind of far. Remember the house that you stayed at when we went to Chapel Hill?
No.
Okay. Chapel Hill, great night. Met a bunch of lesbians. They were fantastic.
That was a rooftop night?
Yeah.
That was one in the woods?
Yes, the one in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah. So that house was like 40 minutes with traffic away from my office. So I'd always just listen to podcasts, you know, and I'm listening to this guy. His name's Peter Schiff. Good follow on Instagram. Really smart guy. Always tries to get people to, he tries to push people to buy gold, and magically, guess what he sells? Gold. So I kind of get that too, but you're never wrong buying gold.
See, I wanted to buy some, and Chris is like, why? I'm like, well, it's just going to either hold its value or go up.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like you said earlier, we are Aaron Judge looking for home runs. Buying gold, I'm not going to buy, a couple ounces.
Your minimal wins.
A quarter ounce of gold, and in 3 months, triple my money. No.
Now, if you told me, hey man, let's cash everything we got out and go to Alaska and mine gold, I'm in on that.
We could cash our Doge and barely pay for our flights.
No, I'm saying cash all of our assets out. All of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Pool it together. Communism. So I'm listening to this podcast, and the guy's like, all right, if you're a married person, which I was at the time, we had one kid, another kid on the way. No, we had 2 kids because, it was 16. Yeah. Max was born early 16. So
February? No, that's
January 27th. Olivia's 14th. So
yeah, she's Valentine's Day.
So he goes, if you're married and you get divorced, shouldn't have led with that. We need to get divorced. Not to go in the lead with. I get it. So, and you go open an office and you change your residency to Puerto Rico. And at the time I had my own company. I could have outsourced the company money to pay me a contractor salary, which would have been better for the company. No employee insurance, all that stuff, like one less thing on the docket. But I wouldn't have paid taxes or nearly as many taxes as I was paying at the time. So I'm like, listen, from a tax standpoint, we'll save $30,000 a year on that. We should take $30,000 out of whatever we can do. She's really good at saving for retirement.
Yeah, Chris,
I'm the grasshopper. She's the ant. It's the way it is. So I'm like, we take $30,000 and we buy Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin was at like $140.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to get divorced. I'm like, yeah, you're ruining everything. So then I started spinning off on this manic fucking thing.
Hey, don't look here. Don't look here.
Big picture.
Look here.
Yeah, big picture. You look at, I'll still be here. I got to go to Puerto Rico once every 6 months. That's it. We can take the kids, go to Puerto Rico, sit on a beach. Hey, we're in Puerto Rico. Picture. Then we're back at this house that we live in.
Yeah.
So like 3 years later, so obviously that idea is squashed, which to defend her, I'm a crazy person. Sometimes crazy people fucking hit. Doc
Broken
Brown
clocks
falls
right twice
toilet.
a day. Blind squirrel finds a nut. Okay, we're
Sure. Doc Brown falls off his toilet, smashes his head, flux capacitor. Yeah. Sometimes you just got one stroke of genius in you, So a couple years later, we're sitting around and she's finally started hearing like the Bitcoin stuff. And I started hearing Bitcoin in 2010. This is 2016. Now we're into like 2017, 2018. And she goes, just happenstancely. Is that a word? I would say it's a word.
I'll agree with that. I'll go with it. Yeah.
She goes,
if it's not, I'm still going to stand by you. That's a good word.
Bitcoin was at $65,000 a Bitcoin at that point. So could have bought it for $140. Yeah. $30,000 worth. Is that 65?
Oh yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to, I don't want to go there. Too many messages I don't want to answer right now. All right. So 30 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Divided by 100. We're going to call 150.
Sure.
Okay. And Bitcoin's now at?
It's going to hit 100,000.
No. Back then. What were you just saying?
Let's go 70,000.
Okay.
How much would that be?
$30,000 investment back in 2016. And in 2000, whatever you said, 20?
17.
So a year later, it went to 30?
Yeah. It went to 65,000.
Okay. So we just rounded up to 70, call it.
Sure.
Right. Whatever. $14 million.
$14 million.
You have to pay tax on that, right?
That would be gains. Yeah. But we could have rolled that without paying capital gains into a retirement portfolio or an IRA and let it sit. $14 million. Pretty gravy.
And then your $30,000 investment, you could have easily earned that back through work and all that over the course of a couple of years.
Sure. If we did the Puerto Rico thing, which was my manic, I get this thing, I get the blinders. Daryl, go ahead. Yep.
Why? What are you doing in Puerto Rico? Are you living there?
So if you become a resident of Puerto Rico, the only drawback is that you can't vote. But I didn't really care about voting anyways. Okay. I've always lived in states that are already kind of predetermined by the way they vote. North Carolina now became a little bit more of a swing state. But if I was living in Puerto Rico, I had my license switched over to Puerto Rico license. I wouldn't have had to pay income tax from the company that I was already paying income tax through my paychecks, because I would have been an outsourced person. So once every fucking 6 months, I would have to go to Puerto Rico to prove residency.
Okay.
That's it.
Because
I would have made the 30 grand back by not paying taxes that I was already paying. Yeah. 25,
even if you didn't do that, it's 30 G's. You're going to make that back in a couple of years. You can replenish that fund.
Right.
And at that point, you're no worse for wear. You've got 14 milli sitting in an account that's going to gain money.
Yep.
For the most part over the next 30 years. So you're ready to retire.
Yeah. Yeah. That along with the idea, I think we talked about this a couple shows ago, but when we were kids, we, the internet came along when we were kids.
I was an adult.
Well, I was like 16, so 17, we got a computer, 18, that kind of shit. But it still wasn't really a thing. It was trying to be a thing, chat rooms, and you could play pool and shit like that, whatever. But and then Google really smashed out of the park. 2005, I think YouTube gets incorporated or bought by Google anyways. And I think I missed that train by like not doing videos on the internet, you know?
I just got a public safety message on my phone. Good thing my volume was down or it would have beeped. Heavy lake effect snow and whiteout conditions will continue in Western New York
brother. Adam,
through Sunday. State issued commercial vehicle ban on the 90 from exit 46 Rochester to the Pennsylvania line is in effect. Okay. Oh, I guess it's getting shitty down there. Still clear as a bell here.
My mom texted me a picture at noon and she had about a foot.
Yeah.
So anyways, sometimes you miss, but you know, it's like, I remember in 1987 or 88, my friend Kevin, going back to the Whalens thing, had an Apple II. And I remember coming home because they had this game where you had to put in coordinates to land a rocket on. It was a dumb little computer game, but you had
literally what Elon Musk is doing now.
Right. Yeah. But you had to put in coordinates, and
if
you were off by a coordinate, it wouldn't land on the pad. If you were right, it would land on the pad. And I remember going to my dad, I'm like, this company is amazing. Like, these computers are crazy.
Yeah.
Because we had like Atari, we had ColecoVision, all that kind of shit. We had any kind of gaming stuff. Like, my dad was really good about like doing that kind of shit. We had 90 or 89, I got a Nintendo. Like, we were always kind of like, you know, that kind of
we
family.
never had that shit. We always got it late.
My dad, I can't imagine how much money he had to, like, you know, when your kid wants something, you go, I don't, like, right now, I don't know if it's worth spending $4,000 on whatever. Yeah. That's probably what my dad was thinking about buying a Nintendo, and he fucking did it when Nintendo like popped.
Yeah. They were $99 back then, which
was a lot of fucking money, you know? So my parents always did such a great job at making Christmas a great thing, you know? Yeah. But sometimes I remember talking to my dad about that. And if my dad, number one, I was fucking 8. I was my son's age. My son comes to me and goes, like, my dad was cool and also extremely not cool sometimes. Mainly because my uncle would. No, I'm kidding. But let's say Brady comes up to you and goes, Dad, this thing is awesome. And then you look into it and then you see that they have a stock option and you can buy it. If you would have put $500 into buying stock of
for
Apple,
Roblox.
Yeah, sure. But you're not going to take stock tips from a kid that was playing on a computer in a basement. No. Totally get it. But this one, the Bitcoin one, was like,
yeah, that was a big hitter.
Yeah. And now, I mean, do that same math, but now it's going to be 100,000. So what's that? 28 million?
Yeah.
30?
Yeah.
And that's where we're at with fucking Doge.
I mean,
we're probably going to make,
that shit was up to 75 cents last year. And you're like, nope, it's going to $1. We're sticking in it. Mm-hmm. 2 days later, the bottom fell out of it.
Yep.
It was back down under a dime. We're like,
Adam says, my dad was a geek, man. His nickname in high school was Muscles because he had none. I got this picture. I don't have the picture. My mom has a picture of my dad. My dad used to be like, you met my dad a few times.
Yes.
Once, right? Twice, 3 times.
Yeah.
A lady. He's probably 5'7". He was a short man.
Yeah. He wasn't super tall, but yeah.
Yeah. My dad was also 200. Yeah, no. My dad was also at one point, I think, over 200 pounds when my mom and him started dating. And he wore a toupee. Gay. So I got this picture of my dad pushing me in a wheelbarrow, and he's got his shirt off, and we're in East Aurora, 257 Oakwood Avenue. And he is ripped as fuck, which is why I say, if you want to lose weight, drink beer, smoke cigarettes, and have coffee. Obviously.
And just live on that.
Yeah, just do that. Just do that. Oh, Ozempic? Have you tried Marlboros in a coffee?
Well, it's the same thing.
That's called Bros Epic.
I was just upstairs and the living room's gated off for the dog. So I was sitting there. He was sitting down. So I was petting the dog, talking to Krista. I'm like, oh, I'm curled up on the couch. Brady's in my chair. Everybody's chilling. I'm like, hey, do you need a drink or anything? Blah, blah, blah. And right there next to the fucking Rudolph that is now in the living room is a bowl full of like Halloween candy. I haven't had candy in a month. So I dig in the bowl. I'm looking. I finally find a little Reese's pumpkin.
Oh,
dude, my eyes, my heart rate went up. I'm like, fuck. I dug through. I took the whole bowl out in the kitchen so I could see in the light. Dig through, and there's Reese cups in there, but they're little ones, and they still got the extra wrapper on it. I'm like, I don't want to fuck with those, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody unwraps these, I'll eat them, but I'm not doing this myself. I find the kids' fucking huge tub of Halloween candy that they haven't touched, and I fucking dig through there. I find 2 or 3 Reese's cups, the big ones, and I fucking threw them in my mouth. Dude, I had the biggest and hardest erection ever.
Yeah, it's the best.
I was like, and then I'm like, Daryl, forget it's there.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop. You've had 3 Reese's cups for the night. You haven't had candy in a month.
It's fair. Like, do 10 sit-ups.
Yeah,
you're good.
Back to the gym, you know.
Work it off. Yeah, I need to start doing, have you ever heard of Hot Works? Is it up by you guys?
If it is, I haven't heard about it, but it probably is because I'm not cool.
It's really more for like ladies, I guess.
All right.
But they have these like pre-programmed rooms that you go in that are set to a certain temperature.
Can I guess warm?
Hot.
Okay.
And they got cycling, they have rowing, they have Pilates, they got yoga. That's where I think I'm going. I think I'm going to sign up.
I mentioned years ago I wanted to go to yoga. And Chris was like, all you want to do is look at chicks' butt. I'm like, I kind of wanted to get better balance for hockey.
Yeah.
You know, and workout. It's a workout. And I'm like, I want to do hot yoga because of that.
Yeah, you went a little squirrely.
Yeah, my battery's starting to die here.
Yeah, I think yoga is my next step. You know, I'm getting older, and I think maybe
we're back.
A trip on the sidewalk away from blowing my Achilles out. I can just feel it.
Yeah,
I'm tight. And I was watching an interview with Bam Margera.
Just starting to get feeling better about that.
I saw this interview with Bam Margera. No, he's doing better now. He's been sober for about a year.
Okay, good, because I know they were searching for him and shit, and it was wild.
It was getting dicey.
Okay,
and you know, you got to yield some respect to the guys that shaped your culture. Like Jackass was the greatest show of all time.
I know.
Jackass movies, amazing. Jackass 2, they were so goddamn drunk the whole time. Still was awesome. My kids love to watch Jackass, but I have to like know where to fast forward.
I don't even.
Yeah, I'm a terrible parent. But Bam was saying, he was talking to a doctor, and he goes, your body, all your muscles for skateboarding and shit like that are like dry rotted.
Really?
Because of the alcohol. I was like, maybe that's me. Maybe I got that going on. Well, you got a little fuzzy, bud.
I know I plugged in my heater to another outlet, and it immediately blew the TV and the heater. So I'm just going to fucking roll with one heater. If I get cold, I get cold. Fuck off. I don't care anymore.
Light some candles. Have a fucking seance, dude.
I think Georgia just got beat.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. No, they're within 7 with 2 to go. Oh, boy.
They'll win.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm back. All right.
Hey, look at the guy.
Sorry, we're having electrical. This house sucks. Just telling Chris during the last episode when half the house went down. We have ceramic fuses. It is wired completely and utterly incorrectly and against.
It's probably all knob and tube with like a vanity extension.
Dude, nothing.
Do you have the lights with the 2 buttons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's awful. Nothing makes sense. Like you plug certain things into certain outlets, and then when it blows, a completely different part of the house goes out, which shouldn't. It should be room by room by room, but it's not. It's awful. This place is gonna burn down, and I hope I'm out of here before that happens, or maybe at least my family's out.
Think about it a little bit. I'm thinking about doing Bosley hair for men. Now, as my best friend, if I showed up to a podcast with a fucking full head of lettuce, 2 questions, 2-parter.
Okay.
Would part of you be like, goddamn? And then would part of you also talk massive amounts of shit?
Both are happy.
Yeah, I think
I would be happy for you, but I'm not going to stop talking shit.
No, but would you be like, God damn, I should get on that train?
Yeah, I'm almost at the point. I'm at that point though at my life where I'm not quite giving up, but I'm giving up.
I go to the bar like usually if I'm having like a spotty hair day. Some days you have good days, some days you have bad days. The other day, don't talk shit about my fucking hair.
That was just in general. That was
okay.
You have good and bad days, and I'm like, I really don't have any good days.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what I was getting.
So
at.
It was about you. Yeah, like some days I can pull it off. You're like,
terrible timing for that face.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, dude?
But I'd also love to know that day that you're trying to pull it off.
But yeah, so like I'd go to the bar like this because I don't care anymore. I just like I stopped caring. I do care if, and I got this like. It starts to gray here, but it's still black up on top. So if it gets longer, it's gray as fuck. I look like Pepe Le Pew. So I go to this lady to cut my hair, and I'm like,
changing your name in my phone now. Pepe's calling.
I go to this lady. I'm like, just get the gray out. She's like, I got to take it down to the skin. I'm like, do it. I don't give a fuck. But 4 days later, gray starts to set in.
Have you tried the dye or any of that shit yet?
I've occasionally I'll dye the beard up a little bit,
I haven't. I mean, my beard comes in, it's definitely salt and pepper. My hair, I get gray hairs here and there, but it's mostly all still brown.
Yeah. The worst is, do you ever do like a booger check? Let's say you're going to go into Vinny's. You do like a little look up the nose, see if you got any hangers.
Yeah, that's what the mirror in the truck's for.
I got gray nose hairs.
I guess I get a couple of them. And why do they hurt more when you pull them out?
And these, yes, they hurt like a motherfucker. And these guys,
I don't know.
Regular nose hairs are just like, hey, we're nose hair.
It hurts. Still.
Gray ones are like, what's up, bitch? They hang out.
Yes. And it's like they're on Cialis.
Yes. God damn, I love Cialis. I took one of those. I didn't take a full one. I took like a little bit of the strip,
No, I don't know.
Huge for like 4 days. This podcast is actually brought to you by Rise, RIIZE.
Is that the one you gave me that's in the red pack that's in my truck?
Yeah, dude.
What were those pills you gave me? I wasted one the other night because my wife conveniently forgot we were supposed to bang. So
that is 10 milligram Viagra.
Okay. Well, my mattress now has an
indentation
in it.
How fun was pill roulette with the people at Michigan?
Dude, they loved it. The fact that they talk about it, all the kids behind me talk about it all the time.
I'm like, I got this compartment in one of these guys. This podcast is also brought to you by On. You want to be on or you want to be off? Get on.
My buddy Jay came to Vinny's this morning before poker to have a couple beers because he's not a pussy. And he had some Zins he had on the table. Mm-hmm. He was hammering a couple of those. So
Zins are so big. It's like an Asian girl that only fucks black guys. Like I'm not doing any good in there. No. I'm out. And for that Mark Cuban, for that reason, I'm out. Ons are nice and compact, like my deck. My deck's like SEAL Team 6. It's in, it's out. You don't even know who's there. But someone dies. That's hilarious, by the way. Yeah, so we were playing. We were at Michigan, and I had this little compartment. I didn't know I even took this one pack of ons, and it had a little. It had either Mexican Adderall or Viagra, and the guys behind us are like,
because they kept seeing you dig in there. You'd open it up, you'd click, and then you look around, and
I was doing the Adderall,
and then you'd wiggle your finger around till you found what you wanted, and you would take one. And they're like, "What the fuck's in there?" I'm like, "It is Russian roulette." I go, "You're either going to be laser focused,
or
somewhat high, or erect for the next 4 to 8 hours."
And these are guys that have no problems with erections.
Yeah, they were late 20s at the worst, you know?
So
and they've been sitting behind me for 10 years.
I know what pills I'm looking for, but they didn't. Like, I can look at a pill and go, I don't need, we're drinking in Michigan, don't need a boner. I need the ones to stay awake a little bit, you know? Yeah. And they're like, well, which one's which? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. Just, you hold out your hands.
Crapshoot, yep.
I'm going to drop daddies through. So some guys were doing trigonometry, and some guys were fucking prostitutes.
Dude, I was like, how was the ride home? Well, I was able to predict speed limits of cars 7 ahead and do the math how if he braked at its exact time underneath a bridge, how long it'd take me to stop. I go, and he sat there fidgeting with his fucking pants the entire time. Boy, did they ever motherfuck you. And then we laughed and laughed and laughed.
That's what it's like knowing me.
Yeah, it's a fucking riot, dude.
Fuck that guy, but it was pretty fun. That's all you want, you know? I thought it was funny. Ortez, like, fuck.
You mean the one from Wicked?
Yes. Yeah, okay. The black bald chick from Wicked. He thought he was going to make cards up. Maybe he just said it in passing, but he's like, I should make cards that explain you. Because I have a tendency to rub people the wrong way sometimes.
Really?
When they first meet me. Yes, Daryl. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm also a sweetheart. Dude, if you need me for anything, you know I'm there.
That's me who's been your best friend for I don't know how long.
Same way for anybody, though.
It's not that.
Yeah, dude. I'm there. I'm there. And here's what's really fucked up about me.
You would probably do that, yeah.
I would never ask you to help me move. But if
you'd literally be the only one I'd ever ask.
Yeah, but if you said, "Hey, man, I need help," I would be there in a second. It's just the way I am. I'll figure it out myself kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm paying people when we get out of here.
Fuck yeah, dude.
$300-400 for the day for you guys to pack up my shit and put it in a truck. I ain't got to lift a finger.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Just when you get it off the truck, just put it here, put it there, put it here, put it there. Leave that in the fucking yard. Get the fuck out of here. Here's your money. Here's $100 tip. Go buy yourself some fucking beers.
Sure. Yeah.
Fuck, I'll give you a case of beer too. Thank you.
When we
blowing my back out at my age right now isn't worth fucking 3 slices of pizza and 2 Busch Lights.
When we moved here, I was still little quad weak because of my surgery, the knee surgery I had. And I never got to go through all the rehab because we had to move.
Allegedly.
Story pending. And I had to get the piano upstairs. So it's me, my brother-in-law, who's like maybe 160 pounds. My father-in-law, who's maybe 160 pounds.
Retarded.
Aspergery.
Aspergerly?
Yeah.
I can't even say that. That's another word I can't say.
Do it one more time.
Burglarly? Burglarly.
Yeah, good. That's good. That's good.
Burglar? Yeah. Burglar. Like jugular.
Turd Ferguson. That's my name now. So I get this piano. So I loaded up the truck by myself, but I had movers help me load the truck into the storage unit because we had thankfully in-laws, we lived at their house while we found a house. So I pack up the fucking truck myself, and there's a fucking full-on piano. So I roll the piano out. I get it on a furniture dolly myself, and I push that bitch up into a moving truck, into a U-Haul myself, because I didn't have anyone to call.
Yeah.
Now I'd be like, I probably call Miles first and be like, hey, I hate to tell you to drive the fucking 20 minutes to the storage unit, but I need some help. But for me, I didn't know anybody. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it myself. Fuck it. Get it to the house. I get it down the ramp. First of all, I pick up a piano, put it on a furniture dolly, roll it down the fucking thing, get it through the garage, and we got to go 3 steps. And everyone's trying to help. And at a certain point, I was just like, just get out of the way. I'm just going to muscle this bitch up. And I could feel this atrophied quad try. I think I might have went and put on my fucking knee brace, ACL knee brace on, so it wouldn't flex out and fucking tear again, just to get the goddamn piano in. That's how I'm built, man. I'm just I'll do it myself. Yeah. I'll do it myself. Weird guy.
Yeah, some guy that we're in a wiffle ball thing here in Buffalo that was big for a couple of years. He ran
the Bad Bastards.
Yeah, yeah. And he
Bad Bastards
requested me as a friend on Facebook a couple of years, after that or whatever. And I was always, watching his shit and talking to him and whatever. And one day he puts up a post about this plasma TV he's got, 55-inch plasma. He goes, it's heavy.
Yeah.
He goes, bring a big vehicle, whatever. So it was when I had my old Silverado. I folded the seats up in the back. It took both of us everything we had to get this thing out of his house, down the sidewalk and into the back seat of my truck. So I got one. Krishna, I go, this fucking thing's heavy. And it was for Aubrey. She's up on the 2nd floor. So we had to get it out of my truck. And before we came up the 3 steps into the house, Krista had to put it down because it was fucking heavy.
Yeah.
And I said, you need to let me know ahead of time if you need a break because I don't care. This thing's fucking heavy.
Yeah.
So when we got up on top of the 3 steps, and she's like, I need a break. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm standing level ground. I have it right here. I go, I can give you about a minute or so before my arms get tired. Okay. Then we got it into the house, set it down in the living room, close the doors. Let's take a 5-minute break. Now we got to go up, up the 10 steps, turn the corner, up another 5 steps, and through this alley into Ob's room. Stop, rest. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, this TV had to weigh 250 fucking pounds. We get it into her room, and it's got to go on her dresser. It's the only place it'll go. And her dresser's 2.5, 3 feet high.
Dude,
and I'm like, Krista,
that's the worst.
Krista, can you get it up this high? And, this was fucking 6 years ago. So I was like 9.
Yeah.
And we're like, we might need you. So we got it and we were able, because the legs were attached onto it, we were able to tip it forward. So the legs just got onto the dresser. I go, I don't care if I fuck up the paint.
On the other side.
And we just shove that thing on there. I go, when we move, I'm going to either, in this picture on this thing, dude, is incredible. The sound sounds like it's a fucking Bose sound system.
Shit.
It booms. It is beautiful. Ob doesn't use it. She's got a fire stick and everything. Every fucking channel she could want. Doesn't use it. But I'm like, part of me wants to take that in case I have a barn or a garage.
Yeah.
It'd be a perfect TV for something like that.
Or
part of me is like, you guys moving this? It's just a prize for you. You're welcome. Yes, you either hand in the air.
Thank you, Daryl. Or you go to Walmart you get a $450 65-inch TV that you can lift up with your cock.
Yeah, I know.
I got a Toshiba. I gave Sarah that one. I have a TV that's in our storage closet. It's probably 55-inch. The goddamn thing's like 175 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
I got an 89-inch downstairs that I used every drywall anchor that they have known to man. It's in 2 beams and then just drywall anchored. You know, I had to have Rala come over, who's from fucking Romania. Like a murderer. Like Rala's a killer. Like she was 5th in Romania for tennis. Like and if you're good at anything in Romania during like almost kind of during and after Soviet, like you're just going to go do that thing. That's what you do. She's a tennis player. She's amazing. I had to have her come over and help me lift this fucking TV. It was a big bitch.
Yeah.
And it's on the wall. Every time I come down to the basement, I'm surprised that bitch is still on the wall because I installed it.
Yeah.
No business doing it.
I remember when I worked for the
this
audiovisual company.
This TV, I could pick both these TVs up with one hand.
Yeah.
Fine. Easy. They're like, that's like 55 inches. This is 45 inches.
Yeah.
Easy, man. I have Olivia come in. She holds a cart. I drop it on the thing. Cool. All day. That bitch was heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
That fucking TV that's way smaller, sit in a storage room. I don't even know if I have the remote or the plug for it. It's just there.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to move it. It's a big bitch. I don't want to do it.
When I worked for the audiovisual place, 10 years ago or so, we got the first batch of the 90-inch TVs in. And they were a bitch to move by yourself. Like you come in and put the forks down, and you'd have to grab onto the handle and hump it up and get on the forks and then weasel it back and forth. But I imagine now they're way later. But it was funny. I just saw a post on Facebook. And you're like, oh man, you remember when getting like a 100-inch TV would be the coolest fucking thing ever, but it would cost like $1 million. Now they're at Costco for $1,700.
I know. I know.
It's a Hisense TV, which is a piece of shit. But still.
I got really pissed off because Miles and you would get along great because you're both a little bit more sensible than I am. I'm like, I need it right now. So I see that Sam's Club has these 89-inch TVs and they're like $2,500. So we get there because Miles is going to get one too. He's got his trailer because I can't put a trailer on, or I can't also back up with a trailer. Like
I can't back up with a trailer. Sorry, it's just not happening.
Yeah. I had to back up his boat trailer attached to his fucking Yukon or whatever the fuck he's got. Anxiety.
I want to go to a boat ramp with a 30-pack of beer. And my buddy at work was telling me, he said, we need to go with a sign. He goes, we need signs to, I actually said this part, to rate people as they back in. We give them a number sign. And then he was like, I was going to have a sign that said, for $20, I'll back your trailer in. Because
I would
grew up on a farm and all that shit, and they can do that all day.
Yeah.
I'll go, dude, and we'll just sit there with a 30-pack of beer in lawn chairs and just laugh and record this shit. I mean, that would be the funniest fucking thing to do if we could ever do a podcast from there. Just set up a fucking folding table and go.
His car, which is way better than my car.
You have a giant SUV. It's not a car.
Sorry,
okay. Let's
SUV.
So people can see the picture here.
Yeah,
that are listening.
But he's got the seats vibrate.
Yes.
When the thing beeps on the backup camera. So I'm backing up and I'm thinking I'm hitting people. I'm like, I don't see anything. What's the deal? And Audra's like, no, you're close to where you should stop. So just don't keep backing up. I'm like, well, I'm almost in the spot. And I did I'm S-wining this bitch all the way to the parking spot. I ended up doing an okay job for me. This guy gets in he's just doing this. And it's perfect every fucking time. Like what? I'm a guy. That guy's a man.
Yeah, I can't do it,
we're
dude.
children.
And everybody's like, but your dad's a truck driver. And I'm like, I don't
It's
learn
not
that. I'm
genetically
sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah, put it into your blood. Yeah.
And my dad was always like, the longer the trailer, the easier it is.
Yep.
He goes, as you start getting shorter, like a camper or, he's got a old gutted out shit spreader from a farm that he uses to haul shit, logs and shit back and forth. He goes, it gets a little better, a little worse, a little worse. He goes, anything like he's got a little trailer, he hauls behind the lawnmower. He goes over, fills it up at the wood pile by the building we partied at that day, drives it around the yard, and he's got to back it in a 4-foot wide walkout basement pad. He pulls up, the wheel's just going back and forth. He's turned around, and that thing's going dead straight. You know what I did when I had to do it? Aside from him pulling a piece of wood out and hitting me with it, was pull it up till it got straight.
Yep.
And then unhook it and fucking hoof that thing into the house because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I got called every name. I got hit with fucking logs of wood.
Yeah. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's fucking
I
impossible.
just can't do it. And all my cousins were truck drivers and all this shit and can back things up with their fucking eyes closed. I cannot. I will admit it. I can't. Kristen wants to buy a camper. I go, any fucking campsite we go to has to have a pull-through site. I am not backing this thing up.
So in Huntsville, we're supposed to go and stay at this. Thank fucking God, my wife actually listened to me. She's like, listen, my parents are going out of town. They have a big-ass camper. They go camping. It's great. I don't mind camping. Not showering and fires every night. Dude, fuck yeah, I'm all in on that. And I would be fine towing it. But
yeah, I can drive it.
Sure. Going forward, great. Getting to a camping spot and having to back it in.
Yeah.
They would probably execute me. Yeah. Like all the other because you don't camp by yourself. No. It's all these other weirdos that have campers. You know, they have their own mats and they have a fence for their fucking dogs.
Like when we went to Darien Lake State Park and Dopey was there.
Yeah. But I was like, for that thing, I'm like, I'm going to get an RV. I'm going to drive it.
Still a giant cunt to back up.
It is a bitch. But can you imagine, like, I was like, okay, so we're going to go. First of all, she wanted to go to Oklahoma City. Really far away. And my truck's a car, SUV.
It's an SUV. You have a Suburban. It's an SUV.
Yeah. I call it my truck.
I would almost call it I've been known to call it a truck too.
I call
truck's
it truck.
Easier to say than an SUV, sure. But I mean, yeah.
SUV, you sound like a fucking cunt, right?
Yeah.
So my truck, V8, diesel, can pull that thing like no tomorrow. Fine. But we get there, and I don't know that I can back it in. And then to have your wife go, well, somebody else can back it in for you. Okay. Do I just cut my dick off right now?
Yeah.
You know, do you want to, instead we get an Airbnb.
Just cut the middleman right out of this.
Fine. I also like being able to shit in a house, in a domicile. I don't want to shit in a fucking.
Dude, I shit in an outhouse while we camp all summer long.
Yeah.
An outhouse, bro.
I have taken a massive dump in that outhouse.
There are bugs, there are spiders, there are fucking hornets making nests in there while you're shitting.
Really
There's animals walking around. Yeah. Your fucking nuts and the end of your dick's hanging in this hole. And you don't know what's climbing on it.
Dude, and I know this is going to sound really dumb. I was taking a dump in your dad's outhouse. And all I can think about was a snake coming up and biting my
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I checked for spiders. I told Brady, I'm like, if you got to go up here and go poop, let us know. I said, here's what you do. You lift the first lid, look around. You lift the toilet seat up, and then it's the wood base. And look down the hole. I said, just look around for spiders. You don't see
Yeah, you gave me this like brown recluse story.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so afraid of a spider walking underneath that thing and just grabbing onto my balls. I mean, the scream that would come out of me.
Yeah, you're like, I was like, hey man, I got a shit. You're like, all right. And it was kind of dusk.
Yeah.
You go,
it's no fun in the dark up there. It's dark.
you go, all right. Like you're giving me the schematics of how to take a dump in this. I'm like, I gotta rock one out. You're like, all right, open the lid. Make sure there's no brown recluses underneath the first lid.
Yeah.
Open the second lid. Make sure there's no brown recluse. Go in the toilet a little bit and make sure there's no
brown.
Look
around. Use your flashlight on your phone. Just look around.
I'm like, what is a brown recluse? Now I've been bitten by a brown recluse.
I know.
I don't know what they look like.
They're brown.
So I killed 9 black guys on the way to the toilet. I killed Kendrick Lamar. Isn't he the guy that just likes to be by himself a little bit?
I don't know.
By himself.
I know one song he sings. So
I think my kids, they were playing Fortnite today, and I think the main character they could pick was, I think it was Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I don't know. Understand.
There's a black guy in khakis.
Brady.
No hoodie, so it wasn't Trayvon.
He didn't have any Skittles. R.I.P. My kids play Roblox. Like Brady gets Roblox gift cards for like $25 from my mom.
We need to get Max
and
Brady on Roblox together.
And like Brady came home from school. He's like, "Oh, at 4:20, I gotta go on to Brookhaven and play with so and so." I'm like, he's like, "So we only got like half an hour to read our book and then play one game of NHL." Okay.
I saw this great story.
Fucking kids.
There was a dad. He's got 2 kids, like really close in age, not twins, but close in age. And they kept buying. They didn't know this. I mean, it's not the kid's fault. The parent has a credit card attached to this thing. So they're buying like Roblox coins.
Yeah. Hey, kids, those aren't like Bitcoin.
And they spent about $800 a piece on these fucking coins. And so the dad takes them to Walmart and he goes, "You both have $800 to spend." And the kids go fucking bananas. And they're like, what was that show when we were kids? Like the shopping spree.
Yeah. You got 30 seconds to grocery store.
Yeah. They're doing that. They're dropping everything. Nerf guns. And they're dropping everything in these carts. And he gets all the way up to the lane. And he goes, "Hey, I'll tell you guys something. You guys spent this money on Roblox coins or whatever the fuck the currency is there.
Robux.
Yeah, Roblox. Yeah. You guys spent that. Robux. Sorry. I got a fat tongue.
It's drunk.
It's weird. I got a fat tongue and
not so fat.
A long dick. Yeah. It's long.
Allegedly.
It's not fat. Oh, yeah.
Allegedly.
And he leaves the carts. He's like, "You guys could have had all this shit, but you bought that. And what do you have to show for it?"
Nothing.
And the son's walking out of Walmart going, "Wait,
just
so
incredulous look on their face."
Yeah. The kid has the balls to go, "Wait, what?"
So we don't get all that stuff?
No, this life lesson, you know?
And that's the thing is like Brady gets a $25 gift card from my mom or a $10 gift card because that's what we'll ask for. And she'll use that as part of like Christmas gifts. Hey, I'm spending $100 or $200 on each kid. I got like $150 for Brady. I'm going to get a $25 gift card for Roblox and then, a $25 gift card to Target. Is that good? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Don't care.
Sure.
Just stop buying these kids shit because they don't need it. So he'll take that Roblox and he'll be sitting here and he'll beg Krista to upload it. But that's all he gets. And I don't know what it gets. But all he does is you buy a fucking shitty, stupid knockoff car that you get to drive around. And then guess what happens? You fucking leave it outside your house and somebody steals it. So
That's
where
how
is it
smart
now?
these guys are.
Yeah. And I was like, wait a second. I'm like, why are you not stealing other people's shit?
So this is what I love about what Ryan did with Vinny's, with the Ducks. He's building his own currency.
Yeah.
So idiots are funneling dollars. Now, I don't mean to call you an idiot, but idiots are funneling dollars.
My wife.
I think it's this one.
Like my wife.
Funneling in dollars to go maybe get free wings.
No, it ain't that. They were gonna do one that if you got a certain one, it might be worth a free beer.
Sure. Maybe.
Why?
That
I mean,
thing
I walked by
makes-
that machine today and I looked in it to see if there's any new cool ducks that the kids might like. And it was right down to the fucking bottom. There's ducks around the outside that you can't get to, and it was empty. Every fucking week, it's empty.
It's genius.
I mean, we have 2 fucking grocery bags full of those ducks. And I told Op, I'm like, grab one of those bags. You guys ain't doing shit with these. If you find 1 or 2 that are cool and you want to put in your room on your dresser, fine. Grab a grocery bag, put it in Mom's vehicle, in my vehicle.
Sure.
And when you see a Jeep, go put one on it. Get rid of the fucking things.
Yeah.
Nope. Don't even. I have no idea where they are right now.
He's kind of built his own currency, which is
Dude,
amazing.
how much do those things fucking cost?
10 cents? 20 cents?
When you're buying them in fucking bulk like that?
Oh
yeah.
my God. Nothing. So these guys that built these video games, for this, if you pay us $20, you get a free download, but for $20, you get this. And then once you pay the 20, like for $50, you get that. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? I remember when Super Mario 2 came out and it was like $59. That's like asking your mom for a hand job. Like 59 fucking dollars in 1992 was a lot of money. But now they get you by like small increments. A little bit here, a little bit there. Who are you texting?
I'm not. I was reading something that just popped up on my phone. Okay. This
YouHaveAIDS.com.
The Georgia Tech game is fucking exploding right now.
Oh, okay. What's happening?
Georgia Tech, who I think is they are 7-4 at this moment, and University of Georgia Bulldogs, who are ranked 7th in the nation at 9-2.
9-2.
They were down 20-6. Georgia made a comeback. Apparently, there was a controversial play at the end. On a targeting call, they did not call. They picked up the flag and allowed Georgia to score a late touchdown, tie the game at 27. They are now in overtime. And all the drama with Alabama having 3 losses and being 1 spot out of the college football playoff, which everybody and their brother knows that Alabama shouldn't be anywhere near the playoff right now. If you have 3 losses and they're to top 10 teams, maybe top 12 teams,
right?
I might give you a pass to sneak in at 12.
Sure.
You have 2 losses to decent teams, and you lost to fucking Vanderbilt. You went to Oklahoma last week.
Vanderbilt has been fucking people
one
up.
field goal.
Vanderbilt's been fucking people up.
Yeah. No. Alabama, that loss last week to Oklahoma when you lost 24-3, you should be done. 3 losses. Bye-bye. I don't want to hear about it. They
Sure,
got
I get
Auburn
it.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
so. But yeah, that game's it's in overtime now, and Georgia just scored. So
They have to do something with, like, when you watch, you don't watch a lot of NFL games, but
no, I mean I watched some, but
I'm conditioned right now. Every incomplete pass, I wait for a flag.
yeah, dude, it's crazy, right? That's the way we're almost there. I'm sitting here on the couch just going like this.
Yeah. So if I'm on the 5-yard line, I'm a receiver, you're a cornerback. You get 2 yards to hit me.
5. You have to the goal line.
5-yard bumps. Yeah. Right. So you get 5 yards. But if you do this to me, then it's holding. Automatic first down. They're fucking up everything with the NFL. Like,
it's terrible this year, man.
A tight end running a drag route and a linebacker who's playing zone in cover 2, you fucking bitch. Because you're the biggest cunt of all time. I do know coverages.
I know. That's why it was funny.
So a linebacker is in his space and just wants to check you. Just go, okay, he's here. Like, basketball.
Yeah.
You want to feel for the guy a little bit. Yeah. We're in a zone. I'm going to put my hands on you. But if I do this at all, if your arm loops through my arm and you do one of these things, just flail a fucking arm.
Shit, that's all you got to do.
Like fucking Prince at a concert.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's holding.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty suspect, man. I think it's pretty.
I am agreeing wholeheartedly with you. I mean, just watching some of this shit, it's like, let them play. I mean, there's the obvious jersey pull. The other night, there was a horse collar tackle that got called a horse collar. But when you watch the fucking replay,
the back of the jersey. Yeah.
He never grabbed him there. His hand slipped around his neck and he grabbed him under the shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's like, but replay assist can buzz in at any time. And you guys have all those angles, and everybody on TV said that's not a horse collar.
Yeah.
How do you have all that help and still fuck it up? Dude, the NFL this year, and I know everybody's like, the Chiefs get all the calls and they're against the Bills and everything. It is all 32 teams across the board.
Yeah,
awful.
it's shit across the board.
And want to know what penalty they need to abolish? Is this illegal offensive lineman downfield? These guys get engaged and they're supposed to remember that they have a yard? They have 3 feet they're allowed to move. How the fuck do you know how far you've moved? That's one step.
Where it gets really fucked up is, so on a screen, as a lineman, you go 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, go. So you're coming at me. I feign that I'm going to block you, let you go past, and then I got to count in my head this. Some of these fucking quarterbacks can't throw a screen on time.
No.
So you're 20 yards downfield.
Not that far, but I get it. Yeah. It's an egregious
thing. 10 yards downfield.
Whatever.
You're 7 yards past where you should go. And it's so intermittently called.
Yeah.
How many wide receiver screens?
Dude, what about when they run the RPO? When they call an RPO play in the huddle, the fucking lineman got to be like,
what the fuck? Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going on behind you.
Yeah.
Is he still in the pocket? Did he let the running back bounce to the outside? Who do I have? If you're not engaged in a block, I don't think it should be called.
Yeah. What do you do?
You have a yard because they keep showing it. Thin little line.
Turn backwards and watch
and
your
they get
quarterback.
fucking shoved from the side and fall down.
Yeah.
And you're not doing anything. I mean,
yeah.
Or do you? I mean, I think it's got to be a fucking situational thing. If you're not engaged with a block or legit taking, 3-4 yards and turn around, like attempting to catch a pass, if you're not in the play, let it go.
Well,
why is it a big deal?
If there's a wide receiver screen, right? That was hard for me to say.
Yes.
We did it. I got drunk again. If there's a wide receiver screen and I'm up, you're behind me.
Yeah.
So you're going to get it. And I go and engage the cornerback before you catch the ball. Technically, that's a penalty.
Yeah.
They don't call that at fucking all. But if you're a linebacker and I'm a offensive guard and it's a screenplay, and I come out a little bit because you're hesitant, maybe you're shouting at the quarterback or whatever, and I hit you at 3 yards instead of 2.5 yards.
Yeah.
All day.
I mean, everybody's up in arms about that last play in the Raiders-Chiefs game today. They have a rookie center, and he was even looking at the sideline, and you could see him going this. He's like, false start, false start, false start. They're like, well, all the refs came together because it hit Aiden O'Connell in the chest, fell, and the Chiefs recovered it. There's like 15 seconds left in the game.
Yep.
And now the refs get together to figure out what's the call, because a lot of shit happened right there.
I don't think it was an illegal shift.
And that's what they ruled.
Yeah. Because if you look, everyone's set. Everybody's set.
And everybody's saying now they ruled that so the Chiefs could keep the recovery. They could decline it. And
whatever. It's fine. Yeah, it just happens. I mean, it's not like all the refs get together and say, oh, we're going to fucking jack off Travis Kelce tonight.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because that's the way the mafia is painting that picture.
Calm down.
Chris. I'm not, dude. This is the funny thing about you guys.
Who's us guys?
You Bills fans. I see it in my feed and I mention it. I'm making it up. Motherfucker, I can tag you in all the posts. I can screenshot them all. I've got better things to do than make up that the mafia's pissed about this. I saw 6 posts about this, and every one of them had the ref wearing Chiefs colors. So, we changed the call. I have better things to do.
There are a lot of idiots that
the fucking stupidity of that fan base.
Yeah.
And just stop. The world isn't against you.
There's a lot of idiots.
Bills fans, hear this. Know this. If you do not win the Super Bowl this year, that team needs to be fucking broke down. Trade Josh Allen, move it to fucking Toronto. And here's why. You have got everybody's worst game. You're playing Pittsburgh, no TJ Watt. Pacheco's hurt for the Chiefs. Every star player on all the teams you're playing have been hurt. First time you played the Dolphins, Tua gets knocked out. Waddle was hurt.
The game was in the hand.
That's fine.
Okay.
But if Tua's still in it, the Bills have to be a little nervous because he's a guy that could lead a comeback. Yeah. The Bills are getting the easiest path to the Super Bowl this year. They got the 49ers. Purdy's hurt. Pretty much going to play on Sunday from what I heard today. McCaffrey's Nick Bosa's out.
Yeah, which is
okay. That's great for you guys. Amazing.
If I was the 49ers, I would say Purdy out. Fine.
You get to play Detroit next week.
Great.
You get to play Detroit next week. No Aiden Hutchinson, who's an absolute game wrecker.
They're still boat racing people.
Yeah.
Without him.
And then you have the Rams, who aren't as good as they were supposed to be this year. And then you have the easiest closing schedule in NFL history. The AFC East is locked up. You're going to get the 2 seed at the least right now.
Sure.
You're going to get a fucking cakewalk team in round 1. And then you're going to actually have to play a real football team that might not be hurt. They might get their people back by then. Is TJ Watt done for the year?
I don't know.
Because I'll tell you one thing. I don't think the Bills want to see Pittsburgh at full strength or the Ravens healthy in the playoffs.
I brought this up yesterday. For years, we've heard running backs are just whatever. And then you look at Saquon Barkley, who the Bills could have got.
Why didn't they?
And then you look at Travis Henry. No.
Yes.
What's his name?
Yeah. Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, sorry.
Travis Henry was the guy from the Bills that had 84 kids by 12 different moms.
Derrick Henry goes to Baltimore. And they're finally figuring out. Baltimore's finally getting it. And early in the season, pass heavy, shaky, won some games, lost some games. And now they're just like, this is the fucking guy. I think they're trying to wait till it got to the fucking nuts and then start running that guy. Dude, him on Alabama, I would have traded 3 years of first round picks to get that guy.
Yeah.
He's he's 6'4".
Oh, that's the other penalty I want to see done away with or changed in the NFL. It's the illegal man downfield. That should be a situational and a situational penalty. As it is. I mean, you don't want your fucking offensive line 8 yards down the field. I get it. But if a guy gets fucking blocked, he's engaged, he's blocking a guy for the certain RPO or whatever.
Yeah, and he has contact with somebody.
Yeah, and he's 2 or 3 yards down the field, maybe not. I mean, he might be the right guard, and the play bounces left, and he's blocking a guy, and he's 3 yards downfield.
Sure.
Don't throw the fucking flag. If you're gonna call hands to the face, you need to call that on running backs, because that is such an advantage to a running back to be able to smash you in the face and push your fucking head back.
Yeah.
And now you're looking up at the sky and you see nothing that's going on.
Yep.
You're just flailing. That's got to be.
Dude, I saw this thing. I think it was maybe the Purple People Eaters. That was hard for me to say.
Oh, yeah. The old Vikings.
There's this guy that was like, if I slap you in the face, I know you're going to blink.
Yeah.
So in high school, I'd catch a ball, and the first thing I would do, tuck the ball, and I would use this guy. I would fucking, I would bitch slap guys in the face.
Is there anything worse in the NFL than a Derrick Henry stiff arm? You saw what he did to that Bills dude last year.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
2 years ago. Yeah.
He put his fucking hand on the side of his helmet and literally cupped his head and fucking spiked him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude is stupid strong and surprisingly fast.
Yeah. So if you're a DB and Henry's got his hand in your face and you grab up on his face, it's plus 15.
Yep.
That's a little nuts to me.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, there's a couple things I would change, but dude, these refs this year just, oh my God.
They're just shit, dude.
It's across the board bad. I get it. There's going to be a game. You're going to see a bad call. They're going to happen, right? But at this level, all year long, it's been from week 1.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Like I said, it's usually, I mean, I do see a lot of obviously, because living in Buffalo, you see a lot of the Bills Mafia bitching about it.
They're not wrong, though.
No, and here's the thing is because it's league wide. I'm seeing it from my friends in Michigan who are watching Detroit, my family down in Texas who are watching the Cowboys or whatever, my friends in Florida who are watching those teams, my friends all over that are watching these
complaints.
It is, I get it if it's spotty. Okay, you're just nitpicky. Okay, you're a homer. This year it has been fucking incredible. Even the announcers are like, we can't make 2 plays without a fucking penalty. Penalty. And some of them are so fucking tic-tac. But then you fuck it up. You just called it here, and it just happened again, but you didn't call it.
That's the thing I hate.
Make sense. If you're going to be consistent and you're going to call tic-tac penalties,
you're not wrong.
Then do it. Just do it.
What I hate the most is so they're hand fighting.
I love hand fighting.
Ball's in the air. I got my hands on you. You have your hands on me. But because my helmet is towards you,
I don't
and you're looking at the ball, it's PI.
Yeah. I think that hand fighting should be no flag as long as you're not grabbing the guy and pulling his arm down. If you open palm, you're running, you're the DB and you're running, you see the fucking receiver's head come up and you see him try to catch the ball. And if you go up and push his arm, that should be no flag.
That should be,
if you grab his arm and pull it down, throw the flag.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Hand fighting, as long as there's no grabbing or pulling, I'm all right with that.
Assist shit. I'm like, okay, so now we have an eye in the sky and you're still getting shit wrong.
That's what we were saying earlier. How are you having all these extra angles? And they can literally just buzz down and say, hey guys, we need to look at this. There's a little more there than you guys saw. Okay, great. But you still fuck it up.
And also, between, let's say, the 30-yard lines. Apparently, hand fighting's fine.
Yeah, once you get near that red zone.
Yeah. So I throw a fade. And this guy is looking at you. You're going back looking at the ball. And this guy does this, and he bumps into you. And he impedes your way to the ball.
Yeah.
That's a fucking penalty. And you get on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
I could see if I have my hands around you and I'm throwing you on the ground and fucking you, then it's fine.
I honestly think that everybody knows you got like a 3rd and long and you're at the 45-ish. You run that go route, that out route.
Sure.
And you throw the ball looking for the flag. If not, you're going to punt. You're going to get out of here. You're going to punt.
I would do it.
Get
all
that
day,
flag.
every day. Yeah.
I'm done with the spot foul.
Yeah.
On PI, it should be a 15-yard penalty from
take a note from college. College is not spot, right?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I would do that.
Just so much I would change to make the game more watchable. There's just I've seen all the posts, even Bills fans and people in Buffalo watching like a Thursday night game with 2 teams that don't even fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, it was like numerous weeks in a row. It's like, this is unwatchable.
It's crazy.
And the announcers are getting fed up with it. That's when you know it's bad.
What's really fucked up is, let's say there's an underthrown ball.
Jesus Christ.
So you're running this way. I'm chasing you. I'm the cornerback. It's an underthrown ball. Where you probably have no way of getting back to the ball.
No.
Your momentum's going this way. The ball's coming this way. And because I'm running with you, and I need to magically know that the ball's being underthrown.
Wait, so the camera in the back of your helmet you don't get the...
Yeah, I need to magically
okay.
know. And you fall over, and I go on top of you. I impeded your way to the ball.
Yeah, because they jump up and they throw their hands out like they can catch the ball.
They do this.
Yeah.
They do this. I hate
LeBron-esque out there.
Dude.
This will be a good segue into the next show about talking about the NFL teams and their names, because we're gonna do some drinking and then we're gonna make fun of all 32 NFL teams, I think.
Right.
So
we'll be back in a minute.